Hey, welcome to the Hunt League Man Cave. Today we're going to do an in-depth pack review on many of today's most popular packs. All right, last but not least, we have the Kuiu Pack. So Kuiu Pack, I have had by far the most experience running. I've been running these packs for multiple years, and I have just about every variation and iteration there is of a Kuiu Pack. So this right here is a 7200. It's the Icon Pro. Absolutely love the Kuiu Pack system. When I first started buying these packs, I could not believe I was spending this much money on a pack. I thought spending about $400 was absolutely insane and absurd, and I was just crossing my fingers that I would love it. Nowadays, I look at Kuiu Packs, I'm like, man, they have not really raised the price, and they continue to innovate. Their packs have only gotten better, and you can still get a really nice Kuiu Pack for under $500, which puts it kind of as the number one or number two in terms of price point. The AKEK pack, you get all the accessories and all the pieces together in one package. You can order this as a kit, but then you're still going to have to be buying all of your side accessory pouches, internal organization, things like that. So as far as price point, I'm going to rate this as the number two best value pack that you can buy. And that is crazy to me because I used to think this was the most insanely priced backpack on the market. However, the market has been reset. We've got several packs hanging up here that are $700, $800. The Kafaru system is well over $1,000 when you add all the components together. So when you're dealing with this pack for $400 or $500, there is a lot to love. So let's dive into it. First off, fit and finish. Kuiu makes an incredible product. I love everything from their zippers, the way that they're shaped, handled. It is the lightest of the packs. In terms of like what I've tested in the configurations, I do think you get kind of the lightest option. Everything, is designed intentionally to be lightweight. Their buckles are a little bit smaller. Their straps are a little bit thinner. Everything on it is just minimalistic in the way that it is built, but it's all built to be durable and strong. And I have never had one of these fail in the backcountry. And again, I have run these on multiple week-long trips, packed out many animals, bear, elk, deer, everything with these Kuiu packs. Again, phenomenal, great pack. So fit and finish, I put them as number two. The straps, I put them as number four. They have some of their straps can be metal, most of them are plastic. The thinner straps, I actually really like these. I feel like you can really cinch them down tight, both around meat and around the bag. Once you get everything locked in, it does fit really nice and tight. I have said this on multiple of the reviews. Once you strap things, there is a little bit more sway with the bag. And I think that has to do with how narrow their frame is in the back and how it attaches, where you have a lot of the straps going around your weight, but there's not, because it's on that narrow piece, it's easier, or narrow frame, I should say. Their carbon fiber frame, which I do love. It can shift, the load can shift a little bit more on that. Suspension, I put as number three. I believe that tied up with some of the others. Again, we're dealing with an independent suspension. You can angle these a little bit to kind of get that fitting just right on your shoulders. These, very similar to the EXO, where you can just remove the Velcro, slide them up and down, and get that perfect custom fit. I have never had these slip or move on me in the field, even when these things get wet. They've been rock solid. This suspension system is their Pro suspension system. It's got the bigger mesh. There's a little bit of a rubber coating on this so it doesn't slide. You can insert a little bit more foam to boost this and get a little bit thicker. I do love the density of their lumbar pad. I would like it just to be a little bit thicker than maybe some of than what it is. Maybe a little bit closer to the initial Ascent one, but that's a personal preference. I think there's a lot of people that are going to be super happy with the way this is set up. I have this one configured in the extra tall load lifters. I have I've tested them all, but I've got this one set at the tall, not the regular. So I've got extra tall and tall. That's what I've tested them with. I run this, the 3200 pack. These will pop right off with just a couple buckles. Typically when I go on a multi-day backpack hunt, I will take the 3200, roll it up, put it in the 7200, take it with me with camp. Once I've set up camp, I pop the 7200 off, put the 3200 on, and away I go. This works as a great day pack. I also have the 1850, or the 1800, something like that. That pack is a little bit smaller than what I want for a day pack, just for keeping all my rain gear, keeping water, hydration stuff. It's a great pack. It might be a little bit too minimalistic for me. I like to go out a lot of times with a group, and I will usually be the pack mule carrying a little bit of extra weight. And in order to have those little bit of extra things, I can put this in the 3200. This 3200, I'm able to take, like if I'm out with a partner, I'll say, hey, let me carry the pack. I'll just carry everything that we need for both of us in this single pack. So it is big enough as a day pack to actually work for two people. It might be a little bit overkill for me going solo, but I still love, those are the two that I run the most frequently. You've got accessories like their bow system that I love. They've got a rifle system. One of the things that I have not tested is they just made a new kind of plastic piece that goes over the top of the carbon fiber stay that comes out that you can attach a rifle sling to. That sounds like an awesome fix for something that I've struggled with on the Kuiu Packs themselves. So versatility, simplicity, I rank them number one. There is not an easier pack system in my mind to swap packs than the Kuiu. Kuiu is the fastest, the quickest to swap from pack to pack for me personally. Part of that could be my familiarity with it, but the other thing is everything just lines up instantly. You just put the pack on, and I think, I don't know if it's 6 or 8 different buckles that you do and undo, and then you're ready to roll with your next setup. It's super easy to access the back. I mean, you can kind of unstrap 2 or 3 and fold it back, slide your meat in, reattach. If you want to unstrap all of them, sling it all the way back, load your meat, and then swing it, you can do that as well. Has big pockets, even in their 3200, to be able to store your water bottles. The 7200 has a little bit of an unusual pocket system because you can, like, I kind of like having a pocket that has a bottom that's a hard bottom, and then you have a side zip or something where you can stick gear. I have, however, found this to be useful where, you know, this could be a problem where if this came unzipped and you're halfway, you could dump the contents of this out pretty easy. But what the versatility of not having this be an extended pocket is if I want it to hold food or I want it to hold something, I can fully zip it. If I want to run a tripod or trekking pole, I can run it out the bottom while maintaining this still being zipped, and it will fit nicely in this where you can put your water bottle and you can run your legs and run a longer system all the way out on the Kuiu pack. So I do like that with this pack. Load management and weight, I put it at a 3. I would actually probably put it at a 4 because I do think the EXO pack carried better. I put this on par with EXO and AKEC, but if I had to kind of actually, you know, nitpick on it, I would say I do believe that the EXO and AKEC maybe carry a load slightly better. I know that might not sound good to some people, maybe slightly better than the Kuiu pack. Slightly is the key word there because I have carried 100+ pound loads in these Kuiu packs and they have performed phenomenally for me. So load management, weight, number 3, the balance and rigidity. This was the worst pack of the test for me. It does shift more than the other packs. There are some times where that's not a problem because it just kind of moves with your body. When I'm doing deadfall or going up and over treacherous things, or if I'm crossing a creek and I'm walking like a log, I like the feel of that initial ascent where it feels rock solid on my pack. So I know if I shift my weight, everything stays in line. This has the ability to kind of knock you a little bit off balance. So when I'm going through heavy deadfall, I will intentionally carry a lighter load in this pack, meaning sometimes I've had to take more trips hauling an elk out with this pack than I would another pack because I'm being more cautious so that I don't get hurt on the trail coming out. So in terms of load capacity, carries a heavy load really well. That little bit of movement is where I would knock it and say, of all the packs, this one probably moves the most of any of them. Load lifters, I put these right up there with the EXO, and that has to do with just how simple got them tied to each other, how simple their frames are. Again, I have a tall frame and an extra tall. Most of the time I run the extra tall. There are occasions where I run the tall when I don't really feel like I'm gonna need the extra load lifters and that extra height. The extra tall though, I do love how these load lifters work, and they work really independent of each other, so you can get a real custom feel as you're pulling. So if you've got a little bit of tension, more tension on one side or the other, you can oftentimes just make a simple adjustment without having to take the pack off, a simple adjustment, and remove or relieve some pressure points. Breathability, this one tied right up with the EXO. It's got a little bit of a bigger gap between or at least the way that I've got it configured, slightly bigger gap than the EXO right here. It does have a center line that is breathable. You're gonna like the way this pack breathes. You do feel that gap. Again, my favorite on breathability was the initial ascent, but this Kuiu pack does a phenomenal job of moisture management, breathing. When you take this off, you will still be sweaty, but it's not quite as bad to me as the Kafaru or the Mystery Ranch ones. Just breathes a little bit better than those ones. Waist belt. This was a thing for me, and I've mentioned this several times, but we'd have to go back. You know, I've got multiple suspensions. You know, I've got these harnesses, which at one point, I think they called this like the Apex harness. It is like uber thick, you know, compared to maybe this one, which is their Ultra. So I don't know, you could probably see the difference in that, but this was like, all right, if you're carrying a super heavy load, get the Apex because it's got tons and tons of padding. Well, I bought these, ran it a little bit, and I actually didn't feel like it was as comfortable as the Ultra, which was supposed to be like the least comfortable pack, or because it has the least amount of foam. Ultimately, I ended up settling just on their Icon Pro. Their Icon Pro system is awesome. It's got metal clasps. I feel like it's bomb-proof. The suspension, the way that it attaches to the frame, I like it better than, you know, their older model. So if you're buying a pack, you don't have to worry about it because you're going to get the new Pro suspension. I guess this would be another little cell. You can see I've got my my inReach still attached. This is from ASIAC Equipment. ASIAC Equipment makes this little nifty thing that you can pop an inReach out. It's a little, I don't know, polymer thing that you put in, clips. Whatever pack I'm using, I will pop this off, slide that on that pack. It attaches to any type of webbing, so it is pretty universal. That's an attachment from ASIAC Equipment. I highly recommend it because if you want this accessible, you've got to keep it somewhere up front. I don't like them dangling down or trying to insert it in my bino harness. I just like this setup a lot better. Yes, it is orange. Yes, I should probably get the inReach Mini, but I don't have that. I'm using the old school inReach, and it still works great for me. So as far as waist belt, I did have some issues, definitely more so issues when I was running their small medium belt size. When I went up to their larger belt size, I got a little bit more coverage. It started to wrap around my hips. This has been significantly more comfortable for me than the original. However, I will say, I was hoping that with this system, it would completely alleviate any pain that I was feeling on my hips. It did not and has not done that. And I would say of all of the systems that we're testing today, this one ranked number 5. The only one that I put below it was the Mystery Ranch. And the Mystery Ranch, I just need a little bit longer and a little bit thicker to get a little bit more weight distribution. I don't know if that's one thing that I needed to go to an extra large or get a little bit of a larger one from them, and then all those issues would be non-existent, because I know when I up to the size on the Kuiu ones. That made a big difference. So I'm not trying to knock Mystery Ranch here at all because, again, they make a phenomenal pack. But I'm just saying, for me personally, this Kuiu pack in the Mystery Ranch actually gave me in my hips the most pain, which I believe is related more to my body shape, size, the way my hip structure is. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that other than I got bony hips up front and they always seem to get rubbed raw no matter what pack I'm carrying. The EXO pack was the exception to that. That one performed phenomenally for me. Shoulders, neck, all that stuff. This is a great pack. I think I've got this in, you know, that 3-spot, 4-spot kind of tied up with the other ones that we're talking about. Shooting, this is tied up as a first place for me with shooting. I think part of that has to do with how narrow their frame is. Nothing is really touching. You know, when you're pulling back on your shoulders, you just feel like you have complete range of motion for me with this pack. The only thing that you can sometimes feel is that shift. You know, as you draw, like if something shifts or moves, you can feel your pack move a little bit. That might be the only knock, but still, I would put this as a number one pack to go and shoot with. Crib attachment, I put this one as number 4. And the reason why I have that at number 4, sorry, I gotta go through all my stuff. You got packs and all sorts of accessories. You know, you can fill your Kuiu packs with all sorts of stuff. You know, I do have their Kuiu. This is a very small rain pack that I will keep with me that covers the whole pack. I'm gonna drop all this stuff, hopefully, and find the crib. There's the archery accessory, grabs the bottom of your cam. Love this thing. It's been super helpful in the woods. The crib attachment though, what you can see is you've got a little attachment here. This attaches at the bottom of the pack. So when you're running this, you're gonna attach it right here at the bottom, which I have mentioned before. I do not want all the weight hanging at the very bottom of my pack. I want that weight elevated. With this system, there might be another way to attach it, but I don't see it. And because of that, I knocked their crib attachment down, even though I like how thin this is and how it allows the straps to kind of dig in and keep the meat safe, or not safe, but kind of centered and secure. I do like this crib system, but I don't love how it distributes the weight as much as I do with the other packs. I don't love having the heaviest part of the pack being right there at the bottom against your tailbone, but it is definitely better if you can get that weight just above your hips and below your shoulders. So that's the only knock that I have on this. If they had a little attachment point midway up on the carbon, you know, something, even if they put a slit in where you could kind of slide something through and then it would grab, that would make a phenomenal upgrade for me with this pack, and it might become the perfect pack. So definitely love Kuiu Packs. Okay, now if I have one point of concern with the Kuiu Packs, it would be this. Durability of these packs has been phenomenal. They're super easy to clean, take apart, reassemble. I already said they ranked at the top of the list with that. The one point of concern that I have with them on the durability side has to do with where the load lifters attach. Right up here, you can slide kind of the top of the carbon stay of the frame into the pack. But right here, you know, you'll separate this and you can attach kind of your pack. Well, I see this part as being a potential fail point. This one has not rubbed as much as some of the other ones that I have, but you can see quite a bit of wear and tear kind of just on this strap itself. It would be super easy to replace because I can just pull it from this side and then replace it. But that is the only thing that's kind of the negative where I have seen some wear and tear on the Kuiu Packs is just kind of related to where that thing slides. I'll have to slide that in, loosen it up a little bit. But from a durability standpoint, that's the only point of wear and tear. Are these straps super simple to replace? Absolutely. You can replace those in 2 minutes or less. Overall, absolutely love how simple these packs are, how versatile. I find myself going to these packs more often than not. I have used these packs more than any of the other packs. I don't know what it is, but even with the hip pain that I've experienced, I find myself loading up for a trip and I just go back to this because it is so easy to load. I love how big it is. You can load it from the top. It's got the horseshoe zipper. It's got a front pouch. It's got a really nice size pocket up top where I can put my keys, my tag. It's got an inside zipper where I put the tag. The hydration system, you know, where you can put your hydration system. You can put your bladder on the sides. You can put your bladder in the middle. You've got two different pockets that run along the interior that are kind of like a little bit of like a stretch woven material. They're not abrasive against your hand like maybe you would feel with the Mystery Ranch. That's a super tough mesh. It's a little bit more abrasive. This is kind of a soft, nice mesh. Again, really love the fit and finish of the Kuiu Packs. But love this pack. Super simple, super versatile. It ranks up there with some of the best packs. Last word for you guys before you leave is we have some packs that are going into some of our leagues that if you are a part of the Huntley community, you can win one of these phenomenal packs. This summer, we're going to be giving away an EXO pack fully loaded. It's an EXO 4800 in the On Point Experience League. If you haven't downloaded the Huntley app, what the Huntley app is, think of it like a digital hunting journal that logs everything that you experience on your scouting trips, on your hunts. Jump in some of our leagues, compete with some of your buddies, invite some of your buddies to compete on a team with you. But we are going to be giving away a brand new EXO mountain gear pack in our On Point Experience League, which ends May 31st, 2023. So if you're watching this video and it's after that, I'm sorry, it's a little bit too late for the EXO pack. If you're looking for another great opportunity, we have the AKEC pack. We have made the AKEC pack the official pack of the Western Hunter League inside the Huntley app. So if you're watching this, this is a special announcement. You can get the AKEC pack, which is the backpack of choice for the Western Hunt League. We're including that in the prize package. So if you win the Western Hunter, which is basically any hunts that you're logging between Montana and New Mexico and to the west for primarily big game animals. So we're talking elk, we're talking deer, mountain goats, sheep, moose, those type of animals. Those are a part of the Western Hunt League. If you're a big time Western hunter, I want to invite you to come in, join the league, share your story, compete with buddies and friends. It's an incredible platform. Those are our leagues. You've got the Western Hunt League, win an AKEC pack. You've got the On Point Experience where you can win an EXO pack. We'll probably have some of the other packs that were featured today in some of our other leagues sometime in the near future, but keep an eye on that. Download the Hunt League app. Thank you for sticking with us during this pack review video.